eve of Israel's 12th anniversary, memorial services were held in military cemeteries all over the country for those who gave their lives to gain and secure Israel's independence. At the Air Force Cemetery at Dir El Amar in the Jerusalem Hills, services were conducted for fallen members of the Air Force. At dusk, at Mount Zion in Jerusalem, dozens of rabbis chanted prayers of thanksgiving for the rebirth of Israel. The following day, representatives of the diplomatic corps arrived at the president's residence to extend their greetings and congratulations. President Ben Zvi expressed his thanks and gratitude on behalf of the government to the doyen of the diplomatic corps, the ambassador from Switzerland. An informal gathering was held after the official ceremony. In Nazareth, in the Garden of Army Headquarters, the military governor, Sgan Aluf Verbin, welcomed members of the Druze and Arab communities who had come to extend their greetings. Among the hundreds present was Sheikh Amir Tariq, chief of the Druze in Israel. Formal receptions and garden parties were held throughout the country. The Vice Mayor of Tel Aviv, Mr. Eliezer Shechter, was host at one of the largest parties given by the city of Tel Aviv. After the party, there was a parade of young pre-army Gadna cadets. The 12th Independence Day was officially inaugurated at a traditional and stately ceremony on Mount Herzl in Jerusalem. The ceremony was particularly significant because this year also marked the beginning of the Theodor Herzl centenary celebrations. Torches symbolizing the 12 tribes of Israel were lit by 6 veteran Zionists, contemporaries of Herzl, who had taken part in the first Zionist congresses chaired by the father of the Jewish state. In Haifa, on the coast of the Mediterranean, 300,000 people lined the streets, windows, balconies, and rooftops to see the annual parade of the Israel Defense Forces. Tourists and guests of the government and diplomatic personnel sat in especially constructed grandstands. With the arrival of the President and Mrs. Ben Zvi, the parade was ready to begin. On the reviewing stand to take the salute with the President were the Prime Minister, David Ben-Gurion, and the Chief of Staff, General Chaim Laskov. Led by a contingent of military police, the flags of the various units of the Israel Army passed in review. Heading the armored units were the Sinai veterans, the French AMX-13s. Followed by 36 Super Shermans, which chewed up the road as they drove by. bringing up the rear of the armored column, giant tank recovery and mine destroyer vehicles. Making their appearance for the first time before the Israeli public were the French SS-110 guided anti-tank missiles. And also seen for the first time, the American 106mm recoilless anti-tank rifle. In the sky, Oregon jets, gallant fighters of the Sinai campaign, led the Air Force display. Out at sea, the Israeli destroyers Eilat, Jaffa, and Haifa, and the submarine Tanin passed in review. Light touch was provided by Sikorsky helicopters, looking like giant dragonflies. Back on the ground, the unit flags of the ground forces passed in review. In the lead, a contingent of the Israel Police Force. Following in their sparkling white uniforms, Haifa's own, the Israel Navy. And here were the red-hatted paratroopers carrying Uzi submachine guns. Then a group of cadet officers. Smart and trim were the women members of the defense forces with their walkie-talkies. Dance and song marked the holiday throughout the country. Here in Rosh Hashanah, thousands of Yemenites gathered in the streets and danced all night. Tel Aviv, a spontaneous and noisily exuberant eruption of gaiety was set off by hundreds of thousands of citizens and visitors who surged into the streets. They swarmed in dense masses around the entertainment platforms set up in various parts of the city. Here in front of the Mann Auditorium alone were 50,000 people. And late in the evening, a brilliant display of fireworks blossoming over the city in a dazzling eruption signaled the end of the 12th and the beginning of the 13th year of Israel's independence.